We're back. So we ended off Rav Sheshes. Rav Sheshes said, "Lo tema tam de Rabbi Meir." You should not say that in Rabbi Meir's opinion, whether when there is a question whether one established an eruv or did not establish the eruv is comparable to a donkey driver, is also a camel driver, because of the uncertainty of his true Shabbat resident restrict his travel to the area common to both. Aval vadai lo yirev, but if we don't have uncertainty, we know for sure that he did not put an eruv, he is not considered a donkey driver, camel driver. When you say donkey driver, camel driver, one who leads the animal in the front and leading another animal in the back,
right,
is not sure which way is going, is under uncertainty. That's if someone you know for sure not make an eruv, there's no uncertainty. But the Gemara says that afilu vadai lo yirev, even for sure he did not establish an eruv, even where he certainly did not establish a valid eruv, avi chamar gamal, he's comparable to a donkey driver who is also a camel driver. Vadai lo yirav, for here in the case of our Mishnah, he certainly did not establish a valid eruv, and nevertheless is compared by Rabbi Meir to a donkey driver who is also a camel driver. Anu Mishnah Mishyot zachus latchum afilu ama achas leikonis. V'lazoimer shtayim ikonis sholosh leikonis. Someone who willfully exited the tchum, even one amma past the boundary, may not re-enter the tchum. Rabbi Lezer says if he went to amas past the tchum boundary, he may re-enter. If he exceeded the tchum boundary by 3 amas, he may not re-enter. If one of his feet is within the tchum boundary, one is out, one is in, one is out.
yeah,
He may not re-enter and regain his original tchum. It is written, if you will restrain your foot on account of the Shabbos, raglecho kesiv, your foot is written in the singular form, without the plural yud. Not raglecho. If it says raglecho means your feet, but it says your foot, raglecho, implying that even when only one foot oversteps the tchum, a person violates the tchum regulations. One feet is within the tchum boundary, and 1 feet is outside. So he walked up to the edge of where he's allowed to go, the end of the town, the tchum, the community boundary, and 1 foot past the tchum, 1 foot is still inside. He may re-enter the tchum, and this is obviously contradict this. And does this not contradict Rabbi Chanina's ruling? He said, "Lo ikonis," he should not enter. Hamani, whom does this b'aisa follow? Acherimi. It's the opinion of others. The Tanya. Acherim, others say, "Lamokim shehu bo nizkar." Person is thrust into the place where most of his body is located. Since only 1 foot oversteps the tchum, the person is regarded as still within the tchum. He is permitted to re-enter. Rabbi Chanina does not follow this ruling. Ikadamrei Amar Rabbi Chanina raglach tchum. One of his feet is within the tchum boundary. Raglach tchum, and one is inside the tchum. Ikonis. It's because it says he should come back, he should re-enter. Why? Because it says if you restrain your foot on account of the Shabbos, raglecho kerinan, we read your feet in the plural form. Hence, we may infer that one violates the Techum regulations only if both feet overstep the Techum boundary. Tanya loikones. Was it not taught in a Baisa that in such a case he may not re-enter? This contradicts Rabbi Chanina's ruling. Hu doma ka'acherim, he, Rabbi Chanina, rules like the opinion of others. The Tanya, as it is taught in a Baita. Others says the Mokim Shurubu Niska. A person is thrust into the place where most of his body is located. Since only 1 foot oversteps the Techum, the person is not considered as having left the Techum. He is permitted to re-enter. It's not considered like he left. Even though 1 foot is out, it's not considered living. Rabbi Lezer says, if he went 2 amis or less past the Techum boundary, he may re-enter. Sholosh lo yikones. If he exceeded the Techum boundary by 3 amis, he may not re-enter. Tanya Rabbi Lezer says that if he stepped 1 amma past the Techum, he may re-enter. But if he passed 2 amas past the Techum, he may not re-enter. How can this statement be reconciled with Rabbi Lezer's ruling in our Mishnah that if he walked 2 amas past the Techum boundary, he may re-enter? The Mishnah refers to where one traveled or traversed 1 amma and was standing in the 2nd amma. This Braisa refers to one who traversed 2 amas and was standing in the 3rd amma. Both Mishnah and Braisa agree that if he went more than 2 amas past the Techum boundary, he may not re-enter. Tanya Rabbi Lezer said, even if he stepped 1 amma over his Techum boundary, he may not re-enter. Clearly, Rabbi Lezer holds that overstepping the Techum by even 1 amma causes loss of Techum privileges. Kitanya, what that Baita taught was the case of lemoided, one who measures his Techum because he was forced to establish his Shabbos residence on the open road. The Tenam, for we learned in the Mishnah, ulemoided shamru neisna alpaim amo, concerning the one who measures, regarding whom the rabbi said we give him 2,000 amas, afilu seif midosi kolav meoro, even if his measurement ended in the middle of a cave, he may not traverse the rest of the cave.
Wow.
So too in 19 it says, even if his personal Techum measurement terminated within Techum of a city, he is not permitted to traverse the entire city. New Mishnah, Mishich Shechutz Tchum, one who was overtaken by darkness outside the Techum boundary of his destination. Filu amma achas, even by only 1 amma. Overtaken by darkness outside the Techum boundary of his destination. It's dark. He may not enter the Techum. Rabbi Shimon says even if he's 15 amas away from the city's Techum boundary, he may enter. For surveyors who place markers to delineate, to decide where the city Techum, do not give the full measure because of those who err. So there's always a little bit of a...
I wonder why he cut it off right in the middle of the sentence on mine.
I don't know your Gemara. What?
You had to finish the sentence?
I just finished the Mishnah. You have the Mishnah?
No, yeah, okay, go ahead with the Gemara. Then
Tana, it was taught in the Baita that this interprets the Mishnah Mipnei Ta'amida because those who err in regard to the measure. That's where it's ending.
Yeah.
Because that's the end of the chapter.
Right, but it's weird. It doesn't have a period.
Right, so tomorrow we'll continue with the 5th chapter, God willing.
I brought the 9 stuff there on your shelf.
Okay,
And then
we'll continue
I'll take
tomorrow.
this back and